Hey Remy, how you doing? My name is George, and I own a digital agency here in Chicago. And I wanted to shoot this video for you. I think it's actually going to turn out to be a little bit longer than I want, but I just kept on going through your site and finding more things that I thought I might mention in this video. So I want to shoot it because I was doing a search for, I think it was basement remodeling in Chicago, and I came across your site kind of deep in the search engine. I think it was page 4 or 5 or something like that, but it was pretty far down. And I jumped on your site, saw a few things that I think if I shoot this video, it might help you out, and give you some suggestions and tips on what you can do to just generate more calls from your website, right? Because that's the only reason why you even have a website. It is really just to use it as a tool to help your business grow, generate more calls, more leads, and ultimately get more business from it. So I hope that this website or this screencast really helps you out. It might be a little confusing. I might get a little bit too technical, and if so, forgive me. But I think you're going to be able to use a lot of this information. Just implement it yourself and then run with it. So this obviously is your website here. I actually think it's a really, really good website. I'm not sure if you did it yourself or if you had it outsourced, but I think they did a really good job in terms of layout. Lots of really good stock imagery, good content on here. Your website has probably of like 99% of the websites that I see, it's got much more content, which I love to see because Google is a content site, right? It's basically it's using your website as a bridge between what Google serves up and what the user is searching for, right? So usually the more content you can have on your site, the more keywords you're going to show up for, the better ranking your site is going to be. So I love to see that you've got a lot of content on there, okay? Your phone number right here, when I looked it up on a mobile phone, it came up right away, and it is click to dial enabled, so that's fantastic. You've got an option for someone to leave their contact information there. That's great. I actually think you have a lot of pages on your website. If you look right here, this is a little tool that I use. It says you've got 79 pages, right? So if I look it up, I think you're trying to target different areas of the Chicagoland area, so you're shooting for different cities. I think that's fantastic. But you're based in Lincolnwood, so that should be the area that you really dominate first, and then you spread out from there. But if I look up, for example, Glencoe as a home remodeling contractor in Glencoe, right? This is the page that comes up. And from a title tag perspective, what the very first thing that Google sees is if you look at probably the top of the tab here where it just popped up, it says URB Home Remodeling Contractors. So you've got the tag titled really well. That tells Google, okay, you're trying to target the home remodeling niche and the city of Glencoe. So that's fantastic. Let me see. I think I was scrolling down here. You've got your information. I mean, all of this looks fantastic. Okay, it really does. The issue is that, let me see. I was looking for home renovation in Chicago because if I go back to your home screen, it looks like you see that little signal that just popped up here on that right by the tab. It looks like you're targeting home renovation in Chicago. So that's the niche plus the city. Right? If I go here, you're found on the second page for that key term, which is great, but I can tell you from experience that you're not getting any calls. You're getting very, very little calls from that key phrase, from being found on the second page of Google, okay? 5 positions, you're not getting any phone calls. So there's that. And then if I do a search for example, because kitchen remodeling is one of the services that you provide, and you're based in Lincolnwood, that's your domiciled, that's your backyard, really. So you should be dominating Lincolnwood, but yet on the maps, you're nowhere to be found, right? Or at least not in the top 3. And then if I look up the organic listings, you're not on there either, right? And so I think if I scroll more places, I think you're. Let me see. I don't even know if you're found here. No, you're not even found here for kitchen remodeling. And then if I do, let's see, basement remodeling, you're right here, but that's kind of towards the bottom, right? Because if I scroll all the way to the top, you're not top 3, you're probably like number 10 or something, right? And so if I go back to the organic section, let me see, you're not on the first page either, right? And if I do bathroom remodeling in Lincolnwood, again, your backyard, you're number 3, which is good. At least you're on the maps for there. But you're not, again, you're not on the organic side. Let me look at the remodeling contractor in Lincolnwood, right? These are just different search terms, things that people are going to be typing in as a query, and you want to pop up, especially here in the maps, because this is such valuable real estate. This maps is probably where about 70 to 80% of my traffic comes from, right? And then the other 30% roughly is from the organic section, right? So check that out. You're not there. Here's another issue: is Lincolnwood is a population of about 12,500 people. Okay, let's say 12.5 because that was from 2017. So there, that population is just, it's not large enough to see a large traffic of visitors for these particular search terms, right? Usually what I like to look for in a city is a minimum of 50,000 people. Okay, that's where I like to start. And so one recommendation I would make for you is try to get into the maps of other cities, right? Like you want to get into this area of other cities. So make other map listings, okay? And show up in more places, get more lines in the water. That's really what you want. Let me show you something. This is a site that I use. It's called Majestic. It's basically a tool that helped me figure out how authoritative a website is, right? And that's by the number of backlinks that a website has. Basically, what a backlink is another website linking to yours. And it's usually hyperlinked. I'm sure you've seen it in the past. It's usually a blue underlink. And that's basically what a backlink is. And so if you look at this, I mean, you've got about, I don't know, maybe about, oh, well, it tells me right here, 19 backlinks, okay? And if you look at the value on these, right, you've got one that's 19, which is pretty good. You've got one that's 13, which is decent. But then the rest, they're all valued at 0, okay? You see that? 0, 0, 0, 0. So they're all at 0. But now, one other thing is that you see this right here, it says no follow. Basically, this is like an HTML. Do not on its own, or maybe you proactively went out and got these 2 links, but since they're no follow tag, they really are, and I hate to say this, but they're kind of valueless, right? So really what you want to do is you want to focus on ones that are this powerful and if not more, but that don't have that no follow tag. So I would focus on that. And then one other thing that I did run is another tool that I use. It's called Whitespark, and basically it tells me how many citations your website has. A citation is really nothing more than your name, address, and phone number on other websites. So think of like, directories like Yahoo, like Yelp, Bing, even Facebook. Facebook is a directory as well, right? So how many other websites have your name, address, and phone number on them, right? Well, if you look here, you've got Airroom Architects, Builders, and Remodelers for the search bathroom remodeling in Lincolnwood. If I go back here to bathroom remodeling in Lincolnwood, there they are, number 1, number 2, and you're number 3, right? But check this out. So number 1 has 27 citations. Revive only has 5. Elevations has 27, and you have 6, right? So this is something that you can easily increase, and I would just focus on getting more citations from other directories. Okay, so that's for that search term, bathroom remodeling. Then you've got basement remodeling in Lincolnwood. Okay, and again, 27, 3, 5, 32, and you're here at 5 here for this search term, right? So you just expand on that, just grow that, because really in Lincolnwood, you got to dominate that area, especially since the population is so small that the volume of calls is going to be small anyways, okay? And then if you want to get into Chicago, which I think you're trying to target that area, I mean, I can tell you that that's much more competitive. It's just you're going to have to dominate in all aspects for that. So you're going to have to see at least 40, 50, 60 citations for you to get some kind of traction there, all right? Then you've got kitchen remodeling, same thing, 27, 48, 27. You're not even found on here. So you just expand on the number of citations that you get. Let me give you an example of a site that I'm working with another client of mine. They do remodeling out in Aurora, okay? So if you check out Basement Remodeling in Aurora, okay, which is a town of over 200,000 people, okay, this is the client, GC Remodeling and Construction, okay, and they're getting probably between 30 and 40 calls a month just on basement remodeling in Aurora, okay, so they're number 3 there in the maps, and then they're number 5 here in the organic section, okay, and I just started working with them, but let me show you the site, just so you get an example, right? So this is their site, and immediately right out of the gate, you see that they're targeting basement, kitchens, and bathroom remodeling in Aurora. So it's got the niche and the city as a keyword, which is definitely what you want. The phone number is right here, right on the very top. And then you can see, look at the amount of content that I have on the site, right? Is finishing basement good investment? Why remodeling your basement is a good idea? Factors that affect the cost value analysis. And it just kind of keeps on going on and on. So there's a lot of keywords here that they could potentially rank for. Now, if I go back to this Majestic site, right, that shows backlinks, you can see here, let me go backlinks. You can see, look at the amount of backlinks that I have, 29, 16, 27, 25, 12, 20, 20, 18. So it kind of keeps on going and going, right? And none of them, even though this one was deleted, there's a sub page in there that's not deleted. It's still active, but there's no follow tags on these, right? There's none of them. There's one right here, but that's just a couple. So so you can see what I'm talking about there, how this is really pushing the rankings on that site to go up, right? Here's another one. This is a tree removal site that I have in Elgin for one of my clients, and they are not on the maps just yet, but look, you can see for tree removal right here, this is All Season Tree Service of Elgin, right, number 2. So, and then here's another service that they have, tree stump grinding in Elgin, and they are number 3, right? Here's another service that they provide, tree limb cutting in Elgin. That's another keyword, right? And for that one, they're number 2. Look at the website here. You can see that I outline all of their services, right, as a separate page, and really use good title tags and keywords on those pages, right? But again, here, this one's packed full of content. That's why Google knows exactly what these guys do, and every time someone makes a search query for tree removal in Elgin, they pop up. But again, let me show you the Majestic site. For backlinks, again, 35, 25, 24, 28, 25, 23, right? And these are all do follow backlinks that are really pushing those rankings on all of these search terms to be in the top 3. Okay, so there's that. Now, let me just show you my website. This is, if you have any more questions about this analysis that I did, maybe it was vague or not clear enough, feel free to click on this link here, have a one-on-one consultation with me. Happy to just kind of go into depth more on just maybe 1 or 2 strategies you might be able to use to get better rankings, get more calls from your site, basically just get more business. Right? Here are my areas of expertise. I do a lot of web design, citations, link building. So all of these things really just just help you generate more calls, really. And then these are some of my successes that I have with some of my previous clients. Okay, I only work in the home services space, so I've got carpet cleaners. I've got a lot of drywallers and insulation people as clients. Okay, some tuck pointing. And obviously, tree care, things like that. So, epoxy coating client. So I'm kind of all over the board in terms of home services niche, but the process to ranking all of these sites is exactly the same. I use the same technique, just a lot of good content, backlinks, a lot of citations. I get you on the maps here, right? On the maps in multiple cities. So if you want to target Chicago, well, let's go after Chicago, right? But just get you all over the map. So you're generating calls from tons of different lines that are in the water. Okay. Hopefully this made sense. And, if you'd like to continue the conversation a little bit more, happy to do that. You can either click on this button here and get on my calendar, or you can reply to the email that I sent, and we can continue the conversation that way. Okay, thanks. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.